Walmarts are starting to cut their garden section in half for something crazy. We got lots more non-English speakers showing up in Michigan. What's going on with that? We got a storm in Georgia that most people caught most people unawares. And we're going to be talking about more peroxide uses and a warning from a master trainer when it comes to what's actually in the supplements and the vitamins that we are consuming. We got important stuff, lots of reports coming from you guys from all over the place. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates. Please do keep sending them in. To send them in, just reply or make a comment on any one of the videos on this channel. Use the word update and let us know what you are seeing, what you're learning from your workplace, that type of stuff, and give us some sort of geographical location. We do thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They make these videos and updates possible. There'll be a link at the end of the video to learn more about them, but if you have retirement funds and they're in stocks and bonds, is that a really good place to be in with the world the way it is and yet the stock market at record highs? You make the decision on that, but Jonathan and his team can answer your questions and give you information. All right, so a viewer in Spring Hill, Florida says, the local Walmart has completely redone the store. The non-food side looks like a Dillard's department store. I'm not quite sure what that looks like, but they say that they have completely rearranged the grocery side and widened the aisles 3 buggies wide. So we're hearing that across the board. A lot of Walmarts and other stores opening up their floor plan. A lot less produce, a lot less stuff on the shelves because the shelves are a lot smaller. And they are shorter. In my store, it used to be bread across the last bank of upright freezers. Now there's candy there. I think it has been done in an effort to keep the still sleeping people from realizing how much product is missing. They have also cut the garden center by half to build a warehouse for pickup orders. So let me know if you guys are seeing that in your stores too. Take a little peek in the garden center area of the Walmart and see if they've started to change that over into mostly being a place where they're staging pickup orders. If that's the case, that's not good because we need a lot more gardens out there, don't we? We need more people gardening. We need more people growing food, safe food to eat, right? Beverly says, I live in southeast Missouri in a small rural town. The box of 5 dozen eggs here was $13.58 at our local Walmart. We drove 20 miles to the next town and that Walmart and paid $7.57 for the same box of eggs. $13.58, 20 miles away, $7.57. So be aware that even Walmart to Walmart, the prices can be vastly different based on who knows what. We noticed they moved shelves. There's a lot more walking room. We walked up various aisles and noticed pasta, canned foods, and frozen potatoes were very low. One cold case in the meat area was completely empty. And like we broke here on this channel, one of the GMs, the general managers of a Walmart, saying that the regional manager said that they are starting to ration their food. They're rationing their supplies. They're sending product first to stores that have low theft, particularly in the South and also outside of city centers. So if you're reliant upon a Walmart or other stores that are in city centers, you might be needing to pay attention because there might be less product coming your way. If there's a high retail theft in your area, be aware that your area may be getting less product and there may be more shortages in your area in the near future. Julie says, Walmart, Coldwater, Michigan. A bunch of you Michiganders chiming in on this video. They deleted 15 self-checkouts from one side of the store. And I told you that this was going to be coming. We heard this from on high, that Walmart's as well as other stores, the whole self-checkout thing has become a bit of a nightmare for them. People pushing back so hard against that. So a lot of people really not liking the self-checkouts and pushing back on that. But then also it has really coincided with a much higher retail theft. So more people stealing stuff. And so they're moving back And we heard that they were going to be doing this, and so they'll probably be rolling it out in your areas too, moving back to actually manned checkout stations because they want to get that theft down. And you actually having someone else scanning the items instead of you means that there's going to be less things stolen. So it does kind of make sense. Major update. Plate carrier is here and ready to rock. So good for you. Good that you're all set up on that. If you're not understanding what that is, that's for your Minuteman kit and such. Thanks for all you do, Steve. You do understand that some of us get our news from people like you only. And we're doing our best to keep you updated on that. I try not to, if something's being spammed all over the place, I try not to mention it on my channel, like, that Governor DeSantis backed out of the race. I figured you guys all heard that. So it's down to Haley and Donald Trump. But we try to focus in on things that are not being as widely reported. And particularly the updates you guys have to share. Ehide says, Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania, Weiss Markets, that's a grocery store. The bottled water section keeps shrinking. Today, no distilled water and no spot left for it. Terry says, Southern California, Costco ran out of bottled water last week and every cart in line had 3 to 6 packs on them. So they ran out of bottled water and it seemed like everybody was taking bottled water out. Why is everyone suddenly taking bottled water out? Maybe they don't like their tap water. Maybe they're worried about what's in their tap water. I don't know. Steve says, I'm not sure about Costco. I know Sam's Club, you have to kind of read the fine print about what they do with the water. But like reverse osmosis actually removes the fluoride from it. So that's reverse osmosis, generally speaking, doesn't have fluoride in it. That's something I've been growing concerned about. So that's why I've started drinking bottled water, because it's just a lot cheaper than actually getting a big inline water filter, and definitely a lot less trouble. So, and plus it means I also have more water sitting around the house, which is nice too. Steve says, Clinton Township, Michigan, Walmart, maybe the busiest Walmart in Michigan. I walked in and 5 aisles right in front of the store were gone, where all the Christmas and Valentine's or the seasonal stuff is usually. Also, the GameStop or the game section was emptied out. I asked the employees what was going on, and they said they're going to remodel the store. Walking around the store, I noticed a lot of aisles all over the place had merchandise that was shrinking fast, almost like they were going to empty out the aisles down to nothing before restocking anything. I encountered more and more people that cannot speak English lately. And a lot of the folks that are down south are being moved around the country to being deposited in places like Michigan, particularly in places where there's battleground states. And you say, Steve, they can't vote. Why would they be doing that? Well, friends, it's complicated, but let's just say that they are finding their ways into getting these people into voting, into nefariousness. We see the fact that they're not requiring photo ID or proof of citizenship in order to register is a backdoor system. And then not only for people to register that shouldn't be registering, but also for people to register multiple times, and a lot of nefariousness going on with that kind of stuff too. If you have access to the DMV voter registration list or the DMV lists, you can just go down the list and you can find, if you have personal information for those people, you could theoretically, if you're willing to violate federal law, go and start applying to register these people that aren't registered as if you're them. Like I said, that's a violation of federal law, but what mechanisms are there to prevent people from doing that? Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there, that there are so many different ways in which people can cheat in our country, and it's very concerning. And putting a lot of people, bodies into these cities that are emptying out is a way that they can kind of camouflage a lot of the nefariousness of what they're doing. Ellen says, from rural Iowa, I went to a local Fairway. Pasta, good. The supply of Barilla, the housebound, had less. I guess that's a house brand is what they meant. House brand is less. Price almost 100% higher than last year. Are you guys seeing pasta a lot more expensive than it was last year? Yeah, a lot of things are a lot more expensive than last year. And it's not by 3% more, right? It's by 30, 40, 50, 100% more. A lot of things are 100% more than what they were last year. Canned veggies and fruit are well stocked except for mandarin oranges. Canned meats of all types were low. Frozen fish totally empty except for breaded shrimp. Frozen foods remain less well stocked. Thanks for your show. Lori says, commenting on what Linda said about the peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, food grade peroxide does work very well for fighting cold symptoms when used in a humidifier. So take that for what it's worth. It's very effective. She's 100% correct. Anna, also talking about hydrogen peroxide, is an excellent antiseptic. And the nice thing about it, as I repeat once again, that the hydrogen peroxide breaks down naturally into water. So it's not, there isn't anything else in there. It's it's ions, it's ionized water essentially. So it just breaks down into water and there is nothing else in it. Early in the cough era, numerous studies showed it was very effective as an oral rinse and gargle. If used as a nebulizer treatment, it is used as a nebulizer treatment, but I have done no research on that area. But the uses as a cleaning product are also numerous. Kills bacteria, virus, mold, mildew. One of the first products to fly off the shelf during an emergency, but limited shelf life. So things that you need to be worried about, super limited shelf life that most people don't seem to know. Hydrogen peroxide breaks down into water. Clorox bleach also, or any kind of bleach, breaks down into water as well. So be aware that you may have salt water instead of bleach. So if you're depending on that bottle of bleach you bought 5 years ago to be how you're going to purify water, friends, it's not going to purify nothing. Do your own research. I use it every day as an oral rinse and gargle. Good. Shan says, I'm in northern Georgia, but most of my relatives are in East Tennessee and Middlesboro, Kentucky. They've all been snowed in since last Sunday night. Roads layered with snow, ice, and snow. Anyway, most folks were not prepared with extra food and meds. Let's learn from this. Absolutely. I mean, if this is how people respond to like 2 days shut in where they can't use the roads, what's it going to be like when power goes out for a week or 2 weeks? People down south have a little more experience dealing with disasters and such, and it's still always chaos. What about people up north who aren't used to having disasters? People in other places that don't have disasters regularly. They just don't know how to handle this stuff. And winter time, if you don't have heat, right, that's not good. Venny says, Aldi in Wexford, Pennsylvania. No greens of any kind. No salad mixes, no spinach, no lettuce at all. Low on olive oil and eggs. Angel says, vitamins. As a master personal trainer and powerlifting coach for over 20 years, I can attest that all vitamins are not the same. Some do not digest as well or well at all. I highly suggest taking a whole food multivitamin such as those made by Nature's Plus Source of Life. They may be pricier, but they digest well. So that's the question, is not only how much of different vitamins and stuff like that are in your multivitamin, but how easily is it to digest? If it's in there and it just passes right through you, does it do you any good? I mean, that's a question. Now, they've done all sorts of tests on how soluble things are and all that kind of stuff like that. Definitely something for you to look more into and not just putting vitamins on the shelf that tell you that there's certain things, particularly with supplements and stuff like that. When it tells you that it's like, you know, so many milligrams of this. Well, how pure is that, right? They can grind up the leaves sometimes and add that to the product, or other parts of the plant can go into that product. And you're being told it's root extract or root whatever, but it could have like leaves in there and stuff like that, you know, cutting the potency of that significantly. Do your homework on the brands and the actual supplements that you're getting to make sure you're getting what you're looking for. And sometimes it's better to pay for the more expensive brands because they're actually delivering on what they're promising, or they're delivering more potent stuff, whereas it seems like it's the same as this cheap brand over there, but it may not actually be the same. That's good advice out there for all things, right? Know what you're buying. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining us. If you want to find out more about Genesis Gold Group, there's a link right here. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.